News that we can go pheasant shooting in England during the January lockdown has gladdened the hearts of Fieldsports Channel viewers. It's only walked up, and that's what Tom Davies, who helps out on this shoot in Devon, is doing today.
Yeah, it's just, we can only do what we can do. You know, this virus, we can't, there's no one trying to change or make your own rules up. You just got to abide by it and just do what you can do. It's just nice to be out in the fresh air still and do what we can. So we phoned up the keeper and just, as our daily exercise. First of all, you don't just go straight in with I want to come shooting on your land. It works both ways. If you can help the gamekeeper out and do, anything from cleaning feeders to putting feeders out, bringing feeders in, filling up bags of wheat, it's all a big help to them. And as a return, you may get some shooting. It's always a good way to get in the door, really.
Of course, walked-up shooting is not going to account for every bird on the ground, and shoots are taking a variety of approaches.
So here they've got catches out now, and they are catching up cocks and hens. All the hens are going onto game farms, so they will be used for the eggs for rearing this year, and then those hens will be moved on again as ex-layers to shoots. So it's a big cycle, so they do get reused. The cockbirds, they will be caught up, and then they're going to be put into a particular valley, and they'll be summered there, and they'll be fed all summer, and they'll be used for the following season. So they're not dispatching any pheasants here, so they are all staying on the ground, apart from the hen birds which go into the game farms. I hear of other shoots, they are catching and dispatching, but they are going into supermarkets, they're going into butchers, they're all going into the food chain, and they're all lead-free, which is great.
So there's a silver lining. In Bedfordshire, Paul Childerley runs 2 shoots and is doing much the same thing.
We're going to catch up the hens on the larger shoot, and I've got somebody who wants a few hundred hens, which you're using for breeding for this season, come in. And then the excess with the partridges, the cocks and the extra hens, we're going to actually transfer to the other shoot, because the other shoot's actually a big woodland with arable fields around the outside, and they're established, so you're not going to get the crop damage over there at all. And what we'll do is we'll put the feeders in the woods, and then we'll draw them out, because basically naturally they'll draw to the edges of the woods as the spring arrives and they start to want to breed, and feed them through the summer. Not feeding enough, probably like May time. You tend to do that anyway. I'm not looking to get loads of wild birds, but if we can carry a few of them through the summer and be ready for next season, fingers crossed.
Tom explains how they catch up pheasants on this shoot.
The way to do it here, if you start feeding in a particular area, the birds will start coming to that feeding point, and you can make up like fencing panels of chicken wire, and you'll have a way in. They'll come into the feed, and pheasants will they work their way around a wire. So when the funnel comes in, they'll walk round it, but they haven't got much of a brain to actually go back through that funnel the way they come in, so they tend to go in there. And the gamekeepers will check those traps twice a day.
Now, you may notice that with driven game shooting over, standards have slipped, especially in the gun department.
Not the ideal gun for game shooting, but I am doing a walked up rough day shooting today, so semi-automatic is I do a lot of vermin control, and it's my go-to gun for that. Obviously if I'm doing a game day, it's my over and under, but this is my chosen gun for rough shooting, vermin control, everything, and it's the Browning Maxus.
Of course, it doesn't hit everything that gets up, such as this pigeon, but that may be Tom more than the gun. As we continue our walk around the shoot, we put up a woodcock, which Tom leaves, then he gets a chance at his brace.
They're in great condition, both upping in fat, plenty of meat on them, which is great, strong flyers. As you can see, it's a Kansas cross, this one, you can see the different colouring. But yeah, both healthy birds, been feeding on wheat and also maize. And they get a bit of sped fun with the maize, but there's also maize up in the cover strips. So they do feed on that as well. They'll flatten bits now and then so that they get the cobs, and they love pecking away at that. So we'll pluck these birds, we may fillet one off, take the fillets off one of them and do like fajitas or something like that. We'll probably do that with one of them, then the other one, we'll pluck whole bird, dress it out, and then maybe wrap it in some bacon and roast. Nice bit of roast pheasant, can't beat that. Crispy bacon on top, it's great.
Sounds delicious. And if you want to know more about Tom's views on the Maxus, please watch our film on Field Tester, link in the description below.